Okay, folks, so this is round 2. I'm starting out where y'all have seen before. This is again where you walk in, and I am going to now make us go out to the vineyards and the raspberry patch and the other orchard right now. Sorry that we're not going through the house today. I'm still in the process of like sanding a ceiling, drywall, and doing a painting project. And my kitchen table is kind of messy. So the kitchen is the wow factor, so I'll come back to that. Okay, so walking out from the house, this is a 2-story barn. This was originally a dairy. I think it was called Silverleaf Dairy. And there's a 2-car garage full of junk right now. This has been owned by a few different families, obviously. This is a garden area that needs a lot of work. But not this year, folks, not this year. So the 2-story barn, all the windows have been boarded up because there 2 people ago. Oh, I cut that off because I didn't want to tell that story. Sorry. These are lupines. We're really known for lupines. These are black raspberries that I brought from Tennessee that are just super happy here. Obviously, I need to do a lot of weed whacking. Sorry, I am not really big on history of places. I'm very big lately on the present tense of places. So we're just gonna keep going. So that's the big garden area behind the garage, which is pretty awesome. Now, this is a historic silo. This is like a kind of a concrete, I think. It's in a historic register even, and there are 2 other silos here. This is pretty gorgeous. Over here we have the vineyard. This is mostly Concord grapes, at least in this first group. There are Concord grapes, and then there are some wine grapes. I don't know all the names of everything, and I don't really need to. I just kind of, interact and watch them. I did not prune this year, and they look a little wily, but ultimately they'll be fine. This one, oh, I need to weed whack so bad, but the cool thing about these, oh, see, little baby grapes already. Yeah. These are more table grapes, which means there are still some seeds, but for the most part, they are really sweet to taste. Concords are really sweet, and I usually make grape jelly out of them. So many projects, so little time. All right, so we're coming back around. This is the back side of the barn. I need to fix those tiles. Crab apple trees. This is the second orchard. I call this orchard Eden. And I call it Eden because I was raised very religiously, and the apples are amazing. And they make me just feel really calm and at peace, and I would absolutely eat them. But it's also like, gorgeous. I love this orchard. Is beautiful orchard. Okay, so then you come along to the front of the 2 silos, and this is just so cool looking. I love this area. I think it would be really cool to have set up a wedding venue or something. And then look at that perfect pasture. So I have 40 acres, and like way out there's a creek back there. Maybe I'll take you to the little camping area. And then all the way back, that's a giant maple grove out in there. It's really difficult to see all the land from here, so we'll walk this way. This is the giant metal building. This is the barn. So the top floor, let's go in there for a second. So the top floor is, actually has a backup drive up. So I mostly have been using it for storage because there were so many supplies when we moved to this property. And the thing about this area is that if it's not covered, it's gonna deteriorate. All right. So this is a giant barn. That's spray foam up there. This is an older barn. Gorgeous. It's kind of hard to tell, but this is a very tall barn. And last summer, my son Wyatt and his friend Storm actually put windows. They took the polycarb panels, these guys, and cut out the windows so that we wouldn't have any, moisture exchange stuff coming out. Again, pretty gorgeous barn. Was a hay barn at one time. We've stored a lot of square bales here in the last 4 years, but not this year yet. But yeah, so I have like polycarb panels and water containers and signs and weird stuff, insulation. Every good farm's got all sorts of little stashes of supplies. There's drain tile back there. Hello. Anywho, so this is the top of the barn. I didn't show you the bottom of the barn because it's crazy messy. Okay, I'm starting this video part with all of the barn swallows flying around right now. On the other side of this barn, there's tons and tons of these barn swallows that nest under the eaves, and they come back every year. But this also gives you quite a great view of the 40 acres. Just majestic. Rolling hills. I mean, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Then you can see the metal building over there. That is a building that the frame was here, and it was partially built when we got here. But all the supplies were here for the most part. And when Mike and I were still together, nothing really progressed. There's all sorts of backstories here, but let's stay in the present in a little bit. So last year, my home insurance people were like, they said if we don't finish it, then it'll depreciate. And so Wyatt and his friend Storm and about 5 or 6 other kids came out here for 3 weeks straight and put the roof on and finished the edging, and it's like a 3,600 square foot building. So we're gonna go in there in a second. That's my fire pit. I have a lot of junk over there, but it's fun to burn stuff. This is my area, again, more supplies, because you can't have too many supplies on a farm. I mean, really, homestead. Let's be honest. Homestead. Now, there's not much in here because I don't have anything in here yet, but it's gigantic. This is mostly this is my ex-boyfriend Adam's stuff. He's gonna come get it soon. Actually, the majority of the stuff in here are other people's stuff. That's another guy, Mike's stuff. Oh, that's my log splitter though. Yeah, so it's gigantic. This metal building's gigantic. I've had people tell me I should turn it into a hockey rink or I really think storage is probably the best because this area has so many challenges with storage and so much snow. All right, the log pile. You always got to have logs because you're going to be burning some wood since it gets so cold. So this is again the barn. And this was a build out that was here before we got here, but it is the shop. Now the shop is a freaking mess right now. Sorry, I know I say that a lot, but seriously it is. With Mike, like after the divorce, Mike moving out, messy, and then I had my boyfriend Adam live here for a while, and then we broke up and he moved out. So it's a little crazy in there. But I mean, really, it's anyone's dream to have a shop not this messy, but anyway, shop full of stuff. Oh, the bad boy. Heaven. That is not my Jeep, even though it is really cool. Anywho, so that's where I'm going to come back around for now. All right, and my back porch is not as messy as it was yesterday. I work hard, so I cleaned up. Yeah, I still got tools and stuff because that's what's up. Okay, I want to show you this shack. So I call it the relax shack, but the thing about this area, that's one of the things about this area that's really cool, are saunas. And this one's got a really nice one. So I just cleaned this room all out, and I'm gonna stage it here pretty soon, get it all set up. But this is really cool because they have the flooring so that when you come out sweaty, this is entering the sauna. So this is a wood burning sauna, and with the rocks and the hot, you put water in here so you can splash yourself. But yeah, this is quite a nice big sauna. It saves you when these days are super cold and long.